Hello everybody and welcome to the first Detail Media podcast. My name's George Evans and today I have joining me
James Hellman.
Jason Reed.
So, a bit about this podcast. This podcast is the bit where we talk about everything media. It's revolved around gaming, revolved around television, revolved around films. So we've got a couple of things to talk about today. First one, BlizzCon just happened and I'm quite excited by a couple of things there. So the first one we're going to talk about is World of Warcraft because that's a big fan favourite and a big favourite of ours. So the new patch 7.1, Return to Kazakhstan, is coming out. I think that's how you say it, Kazakhstan?
I think so.
I think so.
Bring on the hate.
It's not Kazakhstan! I'm quite excited about this one. Like, Kazakhstan was the first raid set that I did. I remember back in the days when we had to do 10 people, and you had to get 10 people together, which is a lot harder than it seems. So I'm really interested to see what they've done with the dungeon and what they've done with the bosses and the raid.
Well, it was an old favourite for a lot of players of Warcraft. It's be quite interesting to see what they've got there. I haven't played the Mythic Dungeon myself, and as unfortunately I haven't got the group to play the Mythic Dungeon with, but we will get it, I'm sure.
It's a dungeon now rather than the raid, so yes. they've changed that.
Although they have introduced a new mount, which is a Ember bone dragon mount.
Which one's that? Is that a flying?
Yes, you know one of the bone dragons that the Lich King used to command. Like for instance, when you were first a Death Knight, and you had to fly on the bone dragon.
Oh yeah, I remember.
It's that, but on fire.
That's quite cool.
Yeah,
I quite like that. Do you also get the Horseman's Reins?
Not anymore, I don't believe.
I thought they were bringing out a new one with it.
No, I think they're leaving that with the old raid still.
Yeah, so you still get the old raid one.
Yes, you do.
But I thought they were bringing out a new one. What's his name? Tune the Huntsman or something.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't believe they're bringing out other than that. Well, they've updated all the graphics with it. So yeah, the mount is the I think is the Emberwing Dragon, and the horse mount is still for the raid alone. It does look quite exciting what they've got there. What I'm quite annoyed about myself is flying.
Yes,
the Pathfinder achievements. I despise them only because I have to do dailies anyway in Warcraft.
Just quickly, going back on, he does drop a mount. He drops the Midnight's Eternal Reigns, which is a new version of the previous mount that he was...
typical.
Actually looks quite nice. It's a very warhorse type thing. We'll put this in the link.
Oh, yes, it's quite pretty. But the old one's sort of like classic.
Yeah. So you can still get that one. But
yeah. But the Pathfinder achievement, it's just very frustrating because in all previous expansions you did dailies and you can get mounts. You get really awesome rewards. And now dailies is just saying you can fly.
Yeah, pretty much.
Reputation gives you nothing but profession recipes.
See, I enjoyed it when the reputations got you mounts, like back in Mr. Pandaria, where it's like each reputation had a different mount or a different set of mounts. I found that was so much better. The mounts that you got were so much more rewarding, and it just works so much better. Now it's like I don't do reputations because there's nothing that interests me. I'm not going to do it for trading recipes or anything like that, or a new toy. I'm gonna do it because I want some mounts. I want a mountain,
I don't mind paying, what was it, 4,000 gold for flying in Four Winds. I'm like, that's fine. I built twice that, just leveling up anyway.
I was going to say, even put it up to something like 30,000. Make it so that only those who have done a lot can get it.
I'm almost level 20. You know what I mean?
You'll get there, my friend. You'll get there.
So when you get up, Jason, we will do some arenas and we'll post out some videos of that.
Yes, PvP has have a big revamp. I haven't yet tried it out, but I'm very much looking forward to it.
No, I'm looking forward to the new dungeon. I think they're bringing back Toramill versus Southshore as an actual arena, a battleground now, rather than Warcraft now is going to have a team deathmatch. Why?
Really?
Why? Yeah, World of Warcraft has not had a team deathmatch until Tora Mill versus South Shore. They brought it out last year, the end of last year for what was it? Warlords. It was something in Warlords, where it was a seasonal event, so you could only do it for a month, and then they would get rid of it. They did the same. They did the same with which one was it? Molten Core, when they revamped Molten Core back to 40-man player. That was the same time. So they did that at the same point that they did Tora Mill versus South Shore, which is, and they got rid of it at the same time. But now they are bringing it back as a specific PvP instance, which is about bloody time. How many games do you know that has PvP that doesn't have a team deathmatch?
I feel like it's a fairly obvious thing. An easy thing to do. Like, why wouldn't you just keep it there all the time?
Because it's Blizzard.
I think one of the main reasons that they do it is because the same as if you're playing, Call of Duty, everybody chooses Team Deathmatch. That is the one that everyone goes to.
Personally, I preferred Demolition.
But also, I think when they do it in little stints like that, it's probably going to bring people back to it that enjoyed that, and then they'll get lots of resubs then.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of just having it where it dies out.
Yeah.
And then there's no one else playing it.
Which brings us on to our next point.
The next one from BlizzCon, is Overwatch. The new character Sombra, who's excited for the hacker.
I want her.
I hate her.
Why do you
want
hate
her?
I can already see it happening now, her going invisible and just killing me every time. It's just, ugh.
I have 2 words for you. Get good.
Get good. Why do you think every time I play Overwatch now I go Black Widow?
Just hit
Black
the Hanzo
Widow, damn it. Widowmaker.
See,
Name your character someone who doesn't relate back to a Marvel one so closely.
Well, that'd be nice and easy if Marvel hadn't dominated every single thing ever.
But I'm just Bastion. I main Bastion, all right. Wait for the hate.
Surprise, Bastion.
I'm gonna get slaughtered. Like, she's just gonna go. I know that she, if she gets damaged, she comes out of stealth. But still, you've got to know that she's going into stealth to be able to aim in that position. If I'm shooting like, a Winston or something over there, if she comes around the side of me, invisible, I'm not gonna know she's there. Dead. Yeah, but at least with Tracer, you can see her flashing. All right.
I don't really care about that because I hate Bastion.
Bastion hates you, so.
I'm more talking about the fact that she can stop you from using your abilities. She can go invisible, and she can stop your ult as well.
She's easy to prevent, though. It depends on the ult. There's a whole video on it.
Because I need to guaranteed she'll be able to stop Bastion's ult because
no, she can't.
Really?
No. If he's already activated it, then it stays on.
But still.
It's kind of weird. There's not like a blanket rule for ultimates or anything.
Yeah.
I think it'll. I can't remember. I'm not going to start saying stuff that's wrong.
As Widowmaker, I'll just be hanging back and trying not to die, and Genji will be my arch nemesis, as he always is as Widowmaker. He always gets up behind you and takes you from behind.
She does look like she's going to be able to handle Widowmaker pretty well, though, because where there's the high points that usually only Widowmaker can get to, like on Anubis, above the first checkpoint, she can just throw up her thing, pull it up there, and then take her out.
Can she free run as well?
No.
She can't, because that was something that I was interested in. Because in the trailer,
in the short, she does a lot of climbing and stuff. And she's got no vertical movement apart from her.
That's a good thing. Otherwise, she probably would be too overpowered. But still, you're expecting, if you see a short like that, you are expecting.
Yeah, I think that's kind of part of it. Like, they just love to keep people guessing what it's going to be. Like, even at the end, like, there were so many things we saw in that short that she could have done, but like, there's not enough moves for her to do them all.
Yeah. I can't remember what it was, what it's called exactly. But one of the Blizzard designers for Overwatch admitted recently that Blizzard aren't very good at creating the kind of story that Overwatch is going along, in the fact that where a lot of players come up with the story for it.
Ian has Costas?
I can't remember. But it sort of goes along the line of, like, when they keep releasing these shorts, they reveal things that characters sort of do in the shorts. And then when you get to the game, it's like, well, they're not doing that.
Yeah,
why aren't they doing that?
It's like
No, he's.
it's
Warcraft,
like any game of a film. All the things that the main character does in the film, you're not gonna be able to do in the game. It's just.
Yeah, I know, but
although games and films are awful, we should never.
But when Sombra hacks a giant mech,
yeah,
you are kind of hoping that
she can hack a giant
I was hoping
mech.
that she'd be able to like hack Torbjorn's turrets and use them against the enemy team. That would be really cool.
That would have made sense.
But she just.
I mean, they've still
disabled
also
it,
got to
didn't
have balance. I mean,
because otherwise
but-
she would be too.
Yeah. But then again, it's balance against uniqueness to what the character should be able to achieve.
Yeah.
but then I feel like the game is obviously quite separate from the shorts, but it's like. There won't be any single player, but you'll get all the story from the shorts, and I'm hoping eventually big films as well.
At the same time, why don't they just make the characters so overpowered that they're all balanced? Like for instance, StarCraft. Each race is ridiculously overpowered, but because they're all ridiculously overpowered, they balance themselves out.
It'd be a bit like Incredibles, where the bad guy Syndrome, that's one, and he turns around and says, when everybody has superpowers, nobody has superpowers.
Yeah.
So it kind of balances that out, you know.
Yeah.
Is it a case of you give everyone mediocre stuff and everyone's mediocre, or you give everyone really good stuff but still they end up being mediocre because they're all the same, just with the same amount of over.
Still, you've got to balance it so that it actually works, and it's not just
exactly
shit to play.
That's what I mean. It's all about the balance.
Yeah.
You can have the really, you know, sort of basic attacks and still have it balanced and make good gameplay, rather than having really good, you know, these amazing stuff and it being exactly the same. You know, it is just a style and a way that the game would play.
Can't wait till she actually comes out.
Yeah, she's gonna be. It's not long till she comes out. It's.
She's already on the PTO.
Yeah.
She's already on the PTR. I think they're saying sometime next week.
Well, I've given up with Overwatch for now because of rage.
I just given up because of dissertation.
Yeah, time. That's the biggest one. We shall go over to our next topic now, which is Titanfall 2. I played a lot of Titanfall 1 with you, James, and I really enjoyed it. So
I bought it for full price and probably played about 5 online games.
Ouch.
With Titanfall, the original, they didn't have a story. With
Yeah.
Titanfall 2, they will be having a story.
out.
Unfortunately, I've heard, anyway, that the Titans aren't as strong as they were in Titanfall 1.
I mean, that's fair enough.
I don't believe so, because I think the Titans were just fine. Because you get 1 or 2 pilots against them, they can easily take out a Titan.
Yeah, it was more a case of, I know the game is called Titanfall, but it was a case that the Titan was an extension of your player. It wasn't a completely separate game as soon as you got in your Titan. It wasn't Titan versus Titan, Titan versus ground. It was, you know, pilot versus pilot. It was a case of everyone versus everyone.
Yeah, but
You know.
the thing I think is the reason they've done that is because if one team's getting ahead and ahead and ahead, they can just keep calling down Titans and Titans and Titans, and then the other team can't get any Titans because they're not getting any kills. They're just getting slaughtered by Titans. So they've got to be fairly
Done by time as well in Titanfall.
Yeah.
So you'll get a Titan anyway, whether you just wait a little bit. If you just wait a bit.
But if they've already got a whole team of Titans, they're just gonna
Yeah,
destroy
but
it as soon as it comes out.
as pilots, you can just get your anti-Titan weapons out and you can wipe them out that way.
Oh yeah, there are plenty of ways to be able to counteract an enemy Titan. I do agree that if you've got, you know, 5 Titans because they've all used their burn cards and they've used, you know, they've got a load of kills and come down, the team that's not got any Titans and not got any or much ability to counteract, they're going to start quickly falling behind. And it is very much a game of, you know, the one, as soon as you start pulling ahead, that team has won pretty much, unless by some miracle or, you know, something happens where the game switches. So, you know, you are spending, you know, 5 minutes just waiting for the game to end because obviously the other team has won, but they've still got to get those kills in order to you know, win the game and escape, basically.
Yeah, what I've seen of the story, it looks pretty cool. Nice, cute interactions with your giant robot buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks
Well,
Doing back-
I always said that the original Titanfall would have been just complete with a storyline, because they revealed a lot of little bits in multiplayer, and the environments around you when you're playing Titanfall 1 were beautiful.
Yeah.
Sorry, that sounded so weird when I said beautiful.
beautiful.
Beautiful. They were beautiful. And some of the creatures and the animals around you are amazing, and it would be an insult to the game, I think, for them not to have a story that explains a lot of these things. And it's good that they've got that now.
Yeah, the problem with Titanfall 1 was it had to be released for the Xbox One's release. That was why so much was cut, so much wasn't, finished, was because it was, one of its selling points was that it was a PlayStation, Xbox One exclusive at release. There were only a couple there.
Universal now, isn't it?
I believe so, yes.
And talking about releasing things before they're ready, Mass Effect Andromeda.
On to our next point. So, as our resident Mass Effect master, what do you think of this? Because I know that you've had a lot of negativity before this new trailer has come out.
Well, originally when they first announced Mass Effect Andromeda, I was thinking it's not going to be great. They're not relating it back to the original in any way. It's all going to be brand new people, all this. And they're going to separate it completely from the original series, which they may have ended well or not well. I'm not going to get into that.
So time's passed. We can say it.
It's been long enough.
We can't. I'm still haven't got to the game.
It's been long enough for me to try and get over the butthurt. But hopefully, it'll be a great addition to the Mass Effect series, because since the newest trailer that came out, I am quite excited for what is going to come.
I'm pretty sure I told you when you were poo-pooing it before. I was just like, just wait until release day and you'll be gagging for it.
Probably, yeah, I do.
Look at that tattoo on your arm.
But the way Andromeda is set is that the events of Mass Effect 2 take place at the exact same time as Mass Effect Andromeda, which is 2185.
So it pretty much, Andromeda starts at the same time as 2 starts. It's not a case of not after 2 has happened and then it's just after. It's a case of it starts just as... is it the Collectors?
Yes, the Collectors.
It's the Collectors, that's it.
Yeah. So there's
when they arrive.
There's rumours of the Reapers, but
nothing's confirmed.
Nothing's confirmed. So that's why they continue with this crazy adventure into the Andromeda Galaxy.
Yeah, so it's going to be same time, but it's going completely off separate, so it won't be anything to do with the...
What I was really happy about was the fact, originally when Andromeda was announced, they were saying, oh yeah, it's basically going to be at the end of number 3, where a bunch of people have left to go to Andromeda to save themselves from the Reapers, and I really didn't like that idea. But they've changed that
Thanks
now.
for the spoilers.
And you kind of guess the Reapers are going to come along. Anyway, so the for God's sake, you made me lose my train of thought, you bastard.
It's my goal.
So instead, they're going to put it at the beginning of Mass Effect 2, and what it was a civilian-funded operation for them to go to the Andromeda Galaxy to exploit the resources there and hopefully bring trade back to the Milky Way and try and set up a network there. So obviously they were going to build a Mass Effect relay, a massive one must have been, in the Andromeda Galaxy to try and get back instantly. So that links it back to the original then for me, and I'm so happy about it, because it's not like they're just not sort of like disconnecting it and cutting off the tethers. They're keeping it part of the...
Who built the Mass Effect? That was the Mass Effect relays. That was the
Reapers.
The Reapers. Yeah.
But
spoilers.
Yeah, cheers. So I thought at this point during the second game they don't know how to recreate Mass Effect relays.
No. But they learn how to.
Okay.
We can learn on
the go. Get to the end of the third one.
Okay.
That's the thing. That was
so I guess they'll just forward the information once they're in the Andromeda Galaxy.
Yeah.
How to build
Yeah.
it.
But that's the interesting thing. What happens when they do eventually get back to the Milky Way and they see what's gone down there? I mean,
well, shit.
For those of you who've completed Mass Effect 3, you'll know what I'm on about. I wasn't going to spoil it for him. Don't worry.
We need to make like
give you 2 weeks.
Siren.
I think it looks really good. It does look really good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more information that comes out on it. Like, I'm still... But Garrus.
And Tali.
The Garrus.
And Miranda.
Garrus.
Miranda, really?
Garrus.
Oh, come on. She was that...
Mate,
I mean,
Jason,
it's not that I don't enjoy every
fine
cutscene.
woman.
Jason. That ass effect makes my mass erect, right?
God's sake.
And on that note, I think we're going to leave it there.
All right, fair.
Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.